All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. This is not going to be a long video. I just want to say that, okay, first and foremost, before I even get started, uh, Shanny and Rev, and I know a lot of you already know this, but Shanny and Rev had a major fight over Shanny being jealous again. I believe Carrie has reviewed most of it. And I think one of the archive channels actually has it too, because I'm actually 52 minutes into that fight that they're having. And to prove that I'm listening to it, I'll let you guys listen for a second.
And yeah, he would tell you do deserve it. He would say that.
You understand? So I'm about 52 minutes and 45 seconds into this, and I want to finish listening to this. I already went on Skype, even though I'm blocked on there, and I told him that I am proud of him, that he's standing up for himself, and he's not letting Shanny walk all over him. A lot of things came out of that fight. First of all, I don't know who this Norwegian person is. I have an idea. I don't know who this is, but I got a pretty good idea who it might be. I want to shout out all parties involved that got this situation to happen. Mainly because it caused Rev to see her again as she really is. None of the acting, none of the pretending, none of the I can't walk and all the other stupid garbage that they do on here and everything and whatnot. I mean, like the truth. So I don't know who you are, but shout out to you, to the Norwegian Woman, and to all parties involved that got that to happen. I believe more got done with that than a lot of other stuff that happened over the last 90 to 120 days. Whoever did that is a genius. Your IQ is through the roof. You get it. You understand. Rev, I'm talking directly to you. I don't want this to be longer than 10 minutes. So, Rev, little by little, your eyes are starting to open to the person that you're with. I kind of think, and I've said on this channel before, that you kind of that you do know what you're involved with. You know what I mean? And you know that Shanny's full of it with some of the things that she's saying, especially all this stuff about the pain. The only reason you're doing that so that two of you can get high. I'm sorry, but eventually you're going to have to admit that. But there were so many things that you said during this fight that I said when I was on Drag's private show, that I said on this channel, that people have been saying on the reaction channels about the two of you. There are some people that believe that you two will never, ever break up, or the two of you will never separate or whatever. I have something of a different opinion. I believe, because I ultimately believe that it's going to be Shanny that's going to ultimately dump him if enough time goes by and she can find another income source. But the good thing about what we just saw there is that, and Rev can't take this back. There ain't no damage control that can actually happen to fix this. But Rev revealed that he was cleaning her butt, that he was doing the majority of the things around and whatnot. That this is the best one that I could think off the top of my head, because I didn't write nothing down. I didn't even prepare for this video. That eventually they're going to be out on the street, and they're probably going to have to live in a halfway house. That Shanny has been using the uncle for money and playing his family for money. He understands this. He sees what's going on, and he knows that eventually they're going to be living out in the street because the uncle was putting pressure on them. I know this because I put the same pressure on them at one time as well. You want to know what's going to be great about this? You want to know what's going to be delicious about this? I think ultimately Shanny is the one who's going to get kicked out, and the uncle is actually going to help Rev. At the end of the day, blood is thicker than water. And I think he's also starting to understand who has, you can only get on social media but so many times to tell people that I'm worthless, I'm worthless, I'm worthless, I'm worthless, I'm worthless, and this person needs to get a job and I'm worthless. Shanny can only do that but so many times before you come to the realization that, you're not in the position to tell me anything anymore because you can't do anything. And Rev's correct by that. He's spot on with that. Now, there are some things that was said in this in this fight that made me think that it was fake. But after watching it from the beginning, because I didn't get a chance to see it in the beginning, I saw most of Carrie's stream, but I didn't get to see the beginning. I actually got to see the beginning based on this archive thingy I'm looking at right now. But very interesting. And by the way, if anybody wants to put the link to the archive thingy in the live chat, feel free to do so people can find it. And if you already know it, then don't worry about it. But he's starting to understand. I noticed that he has the most power against Shanny when he threatens to break up with her. And he says, you know what, you want to leave, then let's just, then whatever. You know what I mean? That's when he's got the most power against her, because she can't hit him. She can't intimidate him. She can't do none of those things. Because if he breaks up with her and she has to leave that place that they're in, she's screwed. She's royally screwed. And the fact that Shanny as a woman can't think past tomorrow and realize that this is eventually going to happen. So I put some money to the side that she's getting from these donations or whatever to protect herself is absolutely hilarious. She actually thinks she's going to be living in that uncle's house forever. Well, Rev, listen, man, I still think you're a wimp. I still think you're low value. I still think all that stuff. But I am proud of you that you stood your ground against her. It is about time. I ain't talking about that cookie fight that you guys had when you had your disagreement. No, this fight was different, because in this fight, you started revealing that you actually yourself, Rev, whether you understand this or not, started confirming a lot of the things that the reaction channels have been saying. And man, if you would just keep, because I got a feeling you're watching these channels, because that's what happened to me when I had to get away from y'all. I would recommend you keep doing it, and doing it on the DL. Don't let Shanny know. Listen to what they're saying. Okay, now they don't like you either, Rev, but unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that they're saying about Shanny is true. I would say about 99% of what they're saying about Shanny is true. Shanny has never gotten on here and shown receipts on why people are lying about her. She'll say that they're lying, but she's never shown receipts for it. Keep standing up for yourself, Rev. Don't let her walk all over you, all right? Listen to me, dude. Whether you like me or not, she's going to have sex with you regardless. Okay? Listen to me. She's going to have sex with you regardless. I disagree with your fornication. I disagree with the lifestyle that you two are living. But you're going to get that regardless. Okay? She's going to do certain things for you regardless. There is no need for you to get on your hands and knees and kiss that moon she calls a butt. All right? So you keep standing up for yourself, man. And every now and then, when she has the nerve to get on here and because I watched this video. Okay, I'm gonna go to 11 minutes because I was really trying to end this in 10, maybe 12. Okay, so in the beginning of this fight that they had, Rev was on there trying to defend this woman. He was going at these he was going at this Norwegian lady. And some of these other people on there trying to break them up or whatever. And, Shanny tried to use that as an opportunity to gain sympathy for herself. And Shanny, if you're watching this and you've gotten this far, Shanny, okay, let me tell you straight up, in plain English, you ain't never getting sympathy on YouTube ever again. They have read right through you. And Shanny, even if you have taken the time out to take a look at these reaction channels, you don't understand how screwed you really are. And the more screwed you are, the more you're going to really understand what kind of a friend I was to the two of you. Because I know Rev sees it. He was happy he got $50. If I was still this guy's friend and he told me he was hungry, he would have got more than that. We're not friends no more. I don't trust the guy no more. But I will say this. I am proud of him. That he grew a backbone and stood up to you. Was he right about everything was Rev right about everything that he said to you, Shanny? Not everything, I don't think. I think there's a couple of points where Shanny can be defended, but especially on, you know, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you really shouldn't be looking at somebody else or whatever. You know what I mean? But everything that Rev said about you, Shanny, for the most part, was spot on. Okay, you can't argue, Shanny, that you wasn't using this man's uncle. You wasn't using this man's uncle, and that you wasn't using. I'm gonna try to get to 13 minutes, guys. I'm sorry, I wanted to end this at 10, but Shanny, you can't argue that you wasn't using the uncle. You can't argue that you wasn't using me. You can't argue that you wasn't trying to use Rand. You can't try to argue that you wasn't trying to use everybody who's ever been part of your life. This narrative that you're building, Shanny, where you're saying that, you know, you're in pain and you're going through all these other things and whatnot, you can't do anything. That devalues you. And let me tell you something about us men, Shanny, because you swear you know everything about us. Once we understand that you have nothing to offer, and believe me, pretty soon you're not even going to be able to offer him laying on your back. Okay? Once a man begins to understand that you ain't got jack to offer, he'd rather be single than to sit there and be your maid all day. I'm just saying. All right. So, in regards to Rev Man, absolutely. I mean, obviously, I think the next video you're going to go back to being a simp wimp, and you're going to go back to, like, you know, just kissing her rump again temporarily until she accuses you of that nonsense again. And if I know this community, I think business is about to pick up on social media. But yeah, Rev Man, I'm proud of you, man. You finally stood up for yourself. You need to do this more often. Now, I do got to warn you about something, Rev. You guys made a lot of noise in that place. You better hope the neighbors don't start complaining. Shanny, you remember that thing you said about me regarding the noise complaint? You keep raising your voice like that in that place, and you'll be out of there a lot sooner than you think. Just saying. All right. So, Rev, man, telling you, man, little by little, God is waking you up. He's opening your eyes and showing you what happened to you, what this woman actually did. Little by little, you're starting to see it. And I'm going to tell you, like I tell non-believers when they come to Christ, when your eyes are finally open and you see her 100% the way you need to see her, business is going to pick up in your life, dude. I'm telling you, business is going to pick up because oh man, it's going to get ugly before it gets better. It's going to get real ugly before it gets better, Rev. Start protecting yourself because she might try to accuse you of the wrong thing and get you locked up. Be careful and stand up for yourself. You can't see it right now, right, Rev, because you still believe some of that nonsense that's coming out of her mouth. She said she loved you. She loved you. Let me tell you something. If this woman loved you, she would be contributing and not lying to you and telling you she can't do anything. Now, there's not a lot of people in here that's going to defend me with that, but me and you, Rev, we both know that this woman can get up and do something. We both know she can. Make her carry the weight. The Bible says that we're supposed to divide one another burdens. Make her do her part. You want the virtuous woman, not some random whore that thinks that all she got to do is lay on her back to keep you in a relationship. I'm telling you, Shanny, the worst possible thing that can happen to you right now is for this man to repent. I don't think he's going to, but that's the worst possible thing that can happen to you, Shanny. And Rev, you wasn't lying, dude, about your uncle, because pretty soon your uncle's eyes is going to be open and he's going to realize what happened. And when that happens, and when somebody was calling me, okay, so when that happens, you're both going to be screwed. But at least Rev knows they're going to be out in the street. Rev's being realistic. He knows what's going on. And Rev, I know she sat down and told you that you was going to be a superstar on social media. I know she sat down and told you that you two was going to be a power couple and that you was going to listen to me, dude. You guys had a fight. You only got 55 people watching you. In the past, you would have had 1,000 people watching you. Them days are over, dude. They're over. They're over. Get away from her. You're not going to listen to me. But I'm hoping by the end of 2024, that's exactly what happens. Get away from a dude. Start over and do something with your life. Later, guys.